Like I was saying,
Yeah.
I've not seen Arteta have a good plan B this whole season, bro. The match against Man United, they were allowing us to have all the possession, and the argument was, "Oh, we played better, we deserve to win." Well, we didn't. And what are we going to do when teams sit back and we can't play through them? You need a plan B. You need to make the substitutions to affect the game and grind out the points, because at the end of the season, bro, it's going to be tight. But this Newcastle game and the Man United game, both teams sat off of us, allowed us to have all the possession, and we had no answer.
I think you're being harsh. I think you're being very harsh on offside. I ain't going to lie, mate. I think you're being harsh. I said to you, and I do agree, I think he made the wrong substitution, Mikel Arteta. I think you should have brought on Tierney, because Tierney would have been able to offer us the width. We was playing too much through the middle of the pitch. I said all this the other day, and it kind of made it a little bit easier for Newcastle. If you had Tierney, overlapping Martinelli, you might have been able to get them a bit more one-on-one, create a bit more width, maybe throw a few more balls in the box, and then it's a 50-50. Then you never know. But we did find it hard to break down Newcastle. But where I'll disagree with you on this one, Northside, you've got to also have the options to be able to, change the game a little bit. I don't feel like we had any options really. I mean, I'm sitting here and talking about Kieran Tierney. He's a defender. About him coming on and changing the game. I don't think Fabio Vieira would have done very much, anything very much different to what Odegaard sort of did, or Xhaka, or any of the midfielders that were playing.
And he's very those players that neither me or you really wanted at the club. This manager chose to get Fabio Vieira, and then you don't even trust him. I agree with you that look at what he's got, but he's created this bench. He brought in Marquinhos.
And I don't disagree with that either. I think what we're missing.
We can't just have one way of playing football. Arsenal play tiki-taka. And if we can't tiki-taka the whole way to the goal, we have no other way of changing the game. All great managers can change it up. He has to be able to change it up as well. And if he doesn't have the players, why didn't we get it done in the summer then? So either way, it's his fault. For the bench that we have is his fault. And for the fact that we don't change it up if teams just sit back and just take on, us having the possession and we can't break them down. You can't just have, I'm sorry, but both things to me go to Arteta. It's not good enough, bro. You need another plan. I don't know. I didn't see it against Newcastle and I didn't see it against Man United. So for me, either way, it's Arteta's fault, in my opinion. He's still got time to change my mind, but I haven't seen it so far.
I mean, I can't believe I'm saying this because, I'm not usually here to defend, but, you've played 17 games. You've won 14. You've drawn 2. You've lost 1.
What's that?
You've played 17 games. You've won 14. You've drawn 2. You've lost 1.
Yeah. Okay. What's your point? What's your point?
Point being, bro, I hear what you're saying, but
Deji's deluded.
Right.
He's deluded, bro. He hasn't got a clue. He's deluded, bro.
You're getting it right.
It's like, bro, you can't go any higher. The only thing is, it's like when you talk about, okay, let's reality is, all right, no one really knows what goes on behind Arsenal till Unai Emery come out and started speaking, and obviously he lost his job like a few months later, down November, down the line. Emery come out and said it. He said, I didn't want Herrera and I didn't want Pepe. I wanted Partey and I wanted Wilfred Zaha. They went and got him Herrera. So we don't even know really, going through that evidence, did Arteta want this guy, Fabio Vieira? We don't even know that. It might have been a club signing, because that's what happens sometimes. And that's why Conte is kicking off. He's thinking, you're signing players I don't want. That's the problem. What happens when you got owners like ours and theirs and American owners, and the Glazers were doing it. So it's more to it than just blaming the manager, because sometimes the owner, he's not the one who says, you know what, here's the money, I'll give it all in at one point. It don't work like that. Obviously, he's on the committee, but his job is to take a note and say, I want these players. That's the same as Conte's job. And then you've got to fight for them players. But it's down to them to get them. It's down to the club.
Well, that's not what he comes out and says. Every
No,
time
but
he's
that's Emery said it. That's
every
I'm
time
going off what
I said
Emery
it,
said. So it could be the same scenario.
every time
You
I
can't
said
always.
he always says that him and Edu are the ones that pick the players.
But you can't say that. But reality is, if
so that's not my problem, then, innit? I'm gonna judge on what I see, innit? And
we're judging on football. If you're going to judge him on football,
Achilles heel, the biggest Achilles heel that we have, and you even agreed to this, is the bench. Yeah, we need to do more
the
business.
bench, we know that. But
I don't understand why we didn't. So if he doesn't have the bench to change it up, then why didn't we get more business done in the summer? We're going up against Man City. And Man City
not down to him, bro.
against Chelsea, yeah.
Bro,
so
you guys
I am gonna have my backup.
Yeah, but this is what you're.
I'm expecting. Hold on, when I'm expecting a manager to bring in more substitutions, and I'm expecting a manager.
But it's not FIFA. You're going on FIFA, bro.
Actually, have a bench.
It's not FIFA, and it's not playing manager. It's reality.
Can I just throw something out here as well, right? We're defying, like Deji was saying earlier, we're defying logic at the moment. Because I agree, Northside, we should have done more in the summer. 100% we should have done more in the summer. Because we look at our bench now and it's just not good enough. It's championship level at best. But did any of us expect Arsenal to be in this position? No. So, and I don't think Edu or Arteta expected us to be in this position either. So I think they've done enough investment into the team to just to be able to get top four.
Top four. I agree with you, yeah.
And now that we're in a title race and we need more.
Thank you, Brandon.
We haven't got enough.
Thank you for pumping your chest.
Okay. So, yeah, I agree. 100% we need more. At the end of the day, we're going to find out very, very soon how serious this football club is. Because
thank you. Thank you,
we're
Brandon.
in a title race. They have no fucking excuses to not get deals done in January. Whether this Mudryk deal happens or not is irrelevant because they've already put in bids. So we know they've got money. Yeah? We know that they can strengthen the team. We know they can afford to do that. The point is are they doing it with the right players? I'm not so sure. I look at this, like, for example, Mudryk, 88 million euros for a guy that's played 45 games. That's mad. Absolute madness. That, like, maybe, who knows? I mean, like, look at Arteta's signings for our first 11. A lot of them have been, very good. So you kind of have to trust the manager in this one, and they do. But if it was me, I'd be thinking, right, we need a player that's going to help us now. Mudryk, he might be very good in the future, or he might even be very good now. But there's no guarantee that the guy's going to settle into the league straight away. If he don't settle into the league straight away and start helping Arsenal straight away, that will cost us the league title. And ultimately, we'll get brought back into this top four race. However, if we're a bit more sensible with our deals and go, right, okay, 88 mil is what Shakhtar is quoting us. Can we find a couple of players within the Premier League that will cost us a little bit less money, that will do a just as good a job, and they're already settled into the league? Well, the answer is yes. There's two players that I would go out and get straight away. Leandro Trossard, because he can do a job. He'll strengthen the bench. And either Ivan Toney or Mitrovic from Fulham. Yeah. Because he'll offer something different, or they'll offer something different to the two strikers that we've already got. Eddie Nketiah plays a very similar way to Gabriel Jesus in the way that he tries to come deep for the ball, in the way that, they just play very similar. If we had them two players, Leandro Trossard and Mitrovic, or Leandro Trossard and Ivan Toney against Newcastle, I believe we would have won that game. Yeah. But that's the difference. So, we've got to give the club a chance to get these deals done.
But Brandon,
will you take Wilfred Zaha?
I'd take Wilfred Zaha as well.
Yeah. Well, I'll take Wilfred Zaha.
Wilfred, if you get Zaha, he has to start, so he's going to go on the bench. But what I will say is this, though: as much as I agree with you, Brandon,